What's My Line? Brought to you by Geritol, the high-potency vitamin iron-rich tonic in liquid or tablets to help you feel stronger. And now, let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
A warm welcome back to Steve Lawrence.
On my left, a very lovely lady who opens in a play next Monday in Palm Beach. You folks down there will have the opportunity to see her perform. Miss Arlene Francis.
And now, oh, congratulations, you've got the #1 best record in America.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Got a title I don't quite agree with. Go away, little girl.
He doesn't really mean it.
Right now, I couldn't agree with it more.
Hey.
No, I don't.
And now a gentleman who is about to star in a new play by Irwin Shaw, Mr. Martin Gabel.
About to enter is one of the most distinguished men in television, a master of obfuscation. At least he confuses us. Mr. John Charles Daly.
Well, to answer the question that must be in many minds, Bennett Cerf is in Barbados, having a bit of a vacation, which we consider in his case is always well earned because he works harder probably than anybody we know. It's nice to have Martin Gabel take the anchor position, and the position which you so often fill be filled by Steve Lawrence. Steve, how's Edie?
She's just fine, thank you.
Well, I want her to be proud of you tonight, and I just hope you do well.
Oh, yes.
We've got some very interesting occupations, and we will have a mystery challenger before my friends on the panel a little bit later in the program. But we'll meet our first challenger after. And now to meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Mary Simpson, right? Or Mrs. Simpson?
Smith,
Miss Simpson, where are you from?
St. Thomas, Virgin Islands.
Now, that accounts for that magnificent tan. I guess these 18-degree temperatures must have upset you a bit.
Very much so.
Well, Miss Simpson, may I present our panel, please? Now, would you join me here, please? Do you know how we keep score on What's My Line?
Yes.
Fine, then we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, Miss Simpson is salaried, deals in a service, and let's begin the general questioning with Martin Gabel.
Thank you, John. Miss Simpson, whatever you may say, you're an athlete, right?
Yes.
Does the salary you get come for an athletic thing that you do?
Yes.
Has it anything to do with all those vast waters that surround the Virgin Islands?
Yes.
Something to do then with swimming?
Yes.
Is it something that you have to be trained for, not college trained, but in terms of athletics,
Yes.
trained for? Do you do it under the water?
Yes.
Is it some form of skin diving?
Yes.
In the very general area, yes. You
Right.
could describe the whole activity as incorporating the elements of skin diving. Would that be fair?
That's fair.
I understand that. You mean then that there is an objective in the dive that Miss Simpson takes, apart from the dive itself?
You're not speaking of any places which you frequent, I trust.
You can ask my wife, John. I've led an exemplary life.
I know. What is it?
When you dive, Miss Simpson, do you dive for something?
No.
That makes it 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you dive deep?
Yes.
Are you a deep sea diver?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Lawrence.
Are you looking for anything down there?
Yes.
Yeah, in a manner of speaking, I would say that it would be fair here to indicate that Miss Simpson has knowledge of what she is looking for, but she has to look for things as she works, right?
You told me, John. Excuse me.
Beg pardon,
Sorry, I
Martin.
beg your pardon.
No.
Well, I'd like to hear what John told you, Martin.
Well, that she was not after a specific object down there.
That's perfectly true. That answer still
Thank you,
stands. So that should confuse you even further, and we'll have a lot more fun that way.
Up until now, I thought I knew what it was, but now I'm thoroughly confused. May we have a conference?
You may have 15 seconds for a conference.
Could we find out if it was anything of value?
Something of value?
trash.
Would it be anything like the underwater, you know, the
Like
scientists that go
Cousteau?
into the...
Yes, that's what I think it is.
Would it have anything to do with underwater science of any kind?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Are you interested in the fish that you see en route?
Excuse me?
Are you interested at all in the fish that you see en route?
Yes.
Is your interest in the fish part of your job?
Yes.
In that if the fish are interesting, Miss Simpson finds the job easier and more beneficial to her purpose.
Well, since there is no object, since she doesn't go down there to get the fish, that we can rule out. Is that not true?
Right.
Is there any kind of salvaging that pertains to your job?
No.
That's 4 down and 6 to go. Martin?
Well, do you classify or look for new types of fish when you go down there?
Yes.
Are you a fish classifier?
A fish classifier is wrong. Very good, Martin. That's 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, when you come up, do you come up with anything?
For air.
Besides a list in your head?
No.
Or pictures?
No. 6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Lawrence.
You go down trying to identify some new kind of fish?
No.
No. 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you go
don't
down
do
to
it.
find out whether the water is safe for...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to indicate it.
You meant to indicate that you were about to turn a card.
Oh, no.
Whether it was safe for other fish to be down there.
We give you a no for that. 8 down and 2 to go, Mr. Gabel.
John, I've been a city boy all my life. I'm way out of my depth in these depths.
Well, actually, this is a tough one. I'm going to put the other 2 cards over, tell you, because I think you'll get as much fun out of it as we have had watching you try to reach for it. Miss Simpson is an underwater tour guide.
Never heard of it. Oh, yeah.
In Trunk Bay in St. John's National Park, St. John's being an island, 4 miles, is it, from St. Thomas?
Yes. One of those-
They have literally an underwater sightseeing area.
I've been on one of those. They're marvelous.
John?
Bermuda, isn't there a ship there that you go over the side with a bell over your head? Is it anything like that?
No, we snorkel.
Oh, you snorkel? Well, say. Check for that on Google.
I really thought of that, but I thought it was too silly.
Snorkeling? Oh,
I
no.
wish, well, I wish you'd come up with it, because that's what makes the big fun of it. And you do this with how many people at a time?
Oh, as many as 30 sometimes.
All of them trailing out behind you?
Yes. Follow the leader and buddies.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, there's one, a big pardon, Dorothy?
Can she talk to them?
Well, no, unless you go
What
upstairs.
would a normal tour consist of? What do you point out besides fish and...
Flora and fauna.
Right.
And any of their cousins who happen to be around. But I think the one thing that I want you to tell us, what is the motto of the underwater tour guide?
Good guide always goes down with a tour.
A good guide always goes down with a tour. I guess what? Thank you, Miss Simpson. Very nice to have you with us. Now to meet another challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? John Merrick. Right, sir? Where are you from?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Scottsdale, Arizona. Nice to have you with us. May I present the panel? You join me over here. Do you know how it keeps going? Yes. Fine. We'll let the audience at home, the audience in the theater know exactly what your line is. All right, panel. Mr. Merrick is salaried, deals in a product. And let's begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Well, Mr. Merrick, I've been to Scottsdale, and it's very beautiful indeed, if you'd like a little Chamber of Commerce work done on the side here.
Thank you.
Is the product that you deal in alive, or has it ever been alive?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Gabel.
I know that Senator Goldwater's great department store is in Scottsdale. Do you by any chance work for that store?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
But I hold this product in my hand.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Lawrence.
Would I ever come in contact with this product?
Yes. We certainly hope so.
Often?
We would hope that would be true, too.
Oh. Would it, really? Let me see. I would use this product, and I would use it often. Would it be something that a man only would use?
No. No. 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
If you were sensible, would you use it every day?
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Do you get into this product?
Yes.
Does it ever have any water in it when you get in it?
Yes.
Is it a swimming tub, a bathtub, or a shower? I mean, a swimming pool, a bathtub, or a shower? Is it one of those?
Yes.
Could more than one person at a time get into it?
Yes.
Well, that's sure.
All right, 1 down.
I'm going to rule out the bathtub, because that is uncomfortable with a group.
Arlene, look what just happened to you.
You want me to say another word?
He's a tour guide in a bathtub.
Yes, he snorkels in a swimming pool. Does he have something to do with pools?
It's a bathtub. That's
It
why
is
I
a bathtub. Get it? I thought you didn't want me
Actually, Mr.
funny.
Merrick is with the plexiglass manufacturing... Plexiglass manufacturing company in Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. And the wonderful thing about his bathtubs, where we thought we might trip you up, is they're made out of plexiglass.
Fiberglass.
Fiber. Well, why have I got this plexiglass?
Fiberglass, one-piece bathtubs.
And
with the walls on.
with the walls on them. In other words, you buy the bathtub and the 3 side walls?
Yes, all in one piece.
All in one piece. See, that's great. That's fine. All you need is a curtain then, and you've got it made, huh?
We have over 1,000 of them in use.
Have 1,000 of them in use. Wonderful.
In Arizona.
What would you do with a 2-piece bathtub?
His and hers.
Well, I must say, we threw all the cards over because I couldn't let Arlene go on after that.
Very good.
And congratulations on the 1,000 already in use, and I trust that a great many more are in use in the very near
Sure there will
future.
be.
And thank you for being our guest. It's nice to have you. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, here is a word. And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for which the panel, as you all know, is blindfolded. Are those blindfolds in place, panel?
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you enter Mystery Challenger and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, different form of questioning, one question at a time in turn, moving clockwise. And let's begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you a performer?
Yes. Mr. Lawrence?
What was that, a yes?
That was a yes.
Was that a yes?
Yeah.
I think so.
Are you currently in a Broadway show?
No. One down, 9 to go, Miss Francis.
Are you known for your work in motion pictures?
Are you known for your work in motion pictures?
So-so.
It's Smokey the Bear.
That's yes. Martin Gabel?
Are you also on television?
No.
Yes or no? Sometimes. I think Martin be a fair answer. Miss Kilgallen?
Do you sing or dance?
You sing or dance?
Professionally, I mean.
Yes. Mr. Lawrence?
May I take a guess?
Yes.
Are you Maurice Chevalier?
Yes. And I rush to explain that tomorrow night,
Tomorrow night you open at the
opens
Ziegfeld Theater.
at the Ziegfeld Theater, but it's tomorrow night, so when the world was currently playing, we could properly say no, because it doesn't open tomorrow night.
I thought I was going to last a little more than that, you see.
Well, I thought you
I've
did
been very bad, eh?
You did very well. You did very well. You did very well
And you
indeed.
do sing, monsieur.
That he does, and
Yes, he does.
I trust this will not embarrass you in any way. Mr. Chevalier is 70, I believe.
75 next September.
75. Now, if my memory serves me well, in 1945, we went together to the town of Dunkirk, New York, to do a radio program in which Dunkirk, New York, honored your Dunkirk in France. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember.
He looks younger today than he did in 1945. That's
And
what
so do
happened.
you, John.
Thank you, Mr.
So does Dunkirk.
Well, it's wonderful that New York is going to have you in a one-man show at the Ziegfeld Theater. And
I'm very happy myself to come back to perform in New York.
well, thank you for coming back,
And I'll do the best I can tomorrow night.
which is always a great deal more than enough. Thanks
Mr.
very much.
Chevalier, is Mr. Chevalier doing his one-man show? Is
Yes,
that what you're
yes,
A
opening?
at the
one-man
Ziegfeld,
show, yes.
yeah.
Isn't it-
A one old man show.
One very young man. show. Wonderful
you
to
very
see
much.
you again. I think Martin and Arlene and Steve, because all of you are deeply involved in entertainment, he's a symbol of everything that makes it come alive and wonderful.
I wish he'd sung Thank Heaven for Little Girls while he was out here.
Well, so do I. Well, I must say, panel, you've done very well so far tonight, and we'll have another contestant after this word from our audience. And now to meet another contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Robert? Robert Jacobs, right, sir? Where are you from, Mr. Jacobs?
Philadelphia.
From Philadelphia. Congratulations. As we noted last week, we have no papers in New York, and we're all reading your Philadelphia papers, and I know you've got your strike settled in the transportation down there, and I'm happy for all of you. Mr. Jacobs, may I present our panel? You join me over here, please. You know how we keep score, Mr. Jacobs?
Yes, sir.
Good. In that event, we'll let the folks at home and folks here in the theater know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Jacobs is salaried, and he deals in a service, but a product is extremely closely related with the service. And we'll begin the general questioning with Steve Lawrence.
Could I use your product or your service?
Yes.
Is it something that might be edible?
No.
No. 1 down and 9 to go, Miss French.
Mr. Jacobs, it would help us if we could discover what the product is. We then might be able to discover your service
Yes.
for and with this product. All right. Is it a product used by both men and women?
Yes.
Is it a product that is used indoors?
Yes.
Is it a product that is used in the lower part of the house if it were a 2-story house?
No.
Let me have just a small conference.
You ought to see the lower floor of our house.
With Mr. Jacobs' permission, we will give you a qualified yes, in that we don't feel that we can entirely rule out the possibility of its use in the lower floor of a private home.
Uh-huh.
So you go on.
So, I mean, it isn't an attic. He doesn't deal in those. Mr. Jacobs, is there anything of goodwill about your product?
Yes.
We could have a relationship to the creation of a climate in which we'll say goodwill could flourish, yes.
Uh-huh. Would your product ever be found in a game room?
It would be a very big game room, yes.
Well, have you helped me thereby, and it is quite a large product.
Big game.
Well, what is your comparative? It's a large, quite
You
a
know,
large.
on What's My Line, we only have one comparative, and that is a bread box. Is it larger than that?
That's fine. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Gabel.
Oh, it's a...
Is this product usually found in, say, the bedroom?
No.
No. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
I could use this?
Yes.
I'd be better off?
I think it would be conceded by almost everyone that if you used it persistently and regularly, that you would be better off, yes.
When people use this product, is the result noticeable?
You mean, would you know they were using it by the manner of use, or would the results to them be noticeable?
Or the result?
But which one do you mean?
Well, I'd like either one.
Well, we'll give you either one. There you are.
Would the results be noticeable? That's a no.
No. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Lawrence.
Would it help me to know, if I knew which room, would it help me in knowing what...
No, I think we can honestly
No, I
say
wasn't
no
asking
to
that as a question, John. I wasn't.
But unfortunately, it was...
Let me rephrase that.
Well,
I'm
no,
not asking
you've
this as a
asked
question.
a further
I would like
thing,
to know.
And you did indeed. That's all there is, Miss
I give
Francis.
up.
There is no more.
Is it something that you use or operate with your hands?
Yes.
Is it possible to hold it in your hands?
Yes.
When you are using it, should you hold it in your hands?
Yes.
Swell. When I think of the things I've held in my hands, how am I going to reduce that to anything? Is it soft?
No.
No. No, and actually, I'm afraid I'm going to have to throw the cards all over because we've run out of time, and I want to relish it. First of all, the product is a bowling ball. Now, can you give me a quick guess as to what Mr. Jacobs does?
He sets up the alleys.
He makes the holes.
What'd
He
you
makes
say?
the holes.
Right, Steve. Exactly right. Mr. Jacobs is with the Litt Brothers store in Philadelphia. There are 8 stores in the area, and people come in and they have them made, you know, just to suit their own taste. Now, I've learned something about bowling. Thank you very much for being our guest, sir. Hope you enjoyed your visit. Needless to say, we all hope that Bennett is having a wonderful time in Barbados, and good night, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Good night, John. Good night, Steve. Come again.
Thank you, Dorothy. Good night. Good night, Arlene.
Good night, dear Steve. Good night. Goodbye, Martin, for now.
What can I say?
John, pleasure to be here. Good night. Thank you, Martin. Nice to have you here, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Cotton.